Hello everybody. So this week we're talking about the full moon in Scorpio moving into the third quarter moon in Aquarius, and it starts on April 29th with the full moon and ends May 7th with that third quarter moon. So the full moon is a time of culmination. The moon is fully present, is fully there, and it's kind of a time of celebration and harvest and fun and dancing. The energy at night is more lighted, and so the darkness is lightened, and so we have more time to dance and enjoy, and whatever intentions you set last new moon, you can kind of see them starting to come into fruition now. It's a really happy time. In Scorpio though, it's kind of intense, it's kind of deep. You're doing a deep dive into your psychology, to your subconscious, to your shadow side, and celebrating there. And I keep hearing the theme song for the Unpack Your Heart group that I'm running with Jessica. If you aren't in that, it's for women only, but because we're talking about women stuff. But comment in if you're in, and I'll add you in. But it's so wonderful. But yeah, it's just about clearing out the shadows and finding happiness. A lot about Scorpio. People think it's kind of heavy. People think it's kind of intense and it's dark, but it's that until you clear things out, and then it's powerful gifts, and it's just this beautiful, wonderful, mystical energy. And then the third quarter, so going from the full moon to the third quarter, the moon starts to kind of go back into hiding, and so we're halfway between the full moon and the new moon, and so it's this winding down, it's this starting to retreat, starting to turn inward, and that kind of involves a shift in how you approach things. So the new moon's about going within, the full moon's kind of going without. Not going without, but going outward. And so it's about turning that and bringing it in. So this week's about kind of slowing things down, breaking things down, kind of still working on our priorities, still working on our goals, but knowing that at this point it's kind of flowing, and we're just kind of working with that flow. So the moon starts in Scorpio. We're feeling intense. We're feeling deep. You might have like an emotional storm come up that passes. And with all storms, you know how you can feel the energy building up. Then you have the storm, and then you have that afterwards, that peaceful, recharged energy of the atmosphere. And so that's kind of what emotionally you're going to be going through as well. On the 1st, the moon moves into Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is very happy-go-lucky, optimistic. It's learning. You've gone through that Scorpio, now you feel very refreshed and free, and it's what's now, what's next, what are you going to learn, what's your truth, what are you going to explore. And so we're diving into that. It's going to be a really fun time. And then on the 3rd, the moon moves into Capricorn. Capricorn is hardworking energy. It's ambitious. It's public-oriented. So this is a great time to kind of rise to the occasion, to step up, and it feels natural to do so. If emotional stuff does come up, look at your emotions in a very disciplined way. What are your emotions telling you, and how can you work with them in the most positive route? On the 6th, the moon goes into Aquarius, which it will be in until our third quarter. And Aquarius is, you've built with Capricorn, you've, towed the line, you did your work, and now it's time to kind of let loose, shake things up, connect with people, have fun, give back, and see where life takes you. And that's what Aquarius is about. It's very unexpected. It's very innovative. So if there's any problems you may have been having, release them and just kind of let them go, and you might find that an unconventional solution that works better than you could imagine pops up. So trust that wholeheartedly. It's kind of a quiet week in terms of major transits until the 6th. So on the 6th, we have the sun in Taurus, sextile Neptune and Pisces. So the sun is your heart, it's your general focus. Taurus, we're about stability and commitment and value and goodness. We're nourishing our gardens, we're growing our gardens, we're celebrating our gardens. It's the middle of spring and it feels good, even if you don't have spring. I know for a lot of people, winter has kind of lasted a little bit longer than it has in the past, and for some people, if you're in a different hemisphere, then it's fall. But it's this Taurus is a spring energy, this life-giving energy. And sextiles are supportive aspects. They flow well, but they kind of can use a little bit of support, and the more support you give them, the better they flow. So Neptune is your dreams, your manifestation, where you feel things rather than see them. and it's in Pisces, which is ruled by Neptune, so it's quite at home here. We're really sensing things out. We're sensing out our spirituality. We're sensing out our dreams, what our soul is telling us. And when you do that, you can kind of see what's good for you to commit to, what makes you happy, what do you want to manifest that will bring you more joy. And then you can set those intentions and then start building, start committing to those things, and that will bring you a lot of good energy. Then on the 7th, we have Mercury in Aries, which Mercury is your mind. It's the way you think, communicate, and talk to other people. And Aries, which is very direct and bold, and I'm going to say what I need to say. It's square, which is kind of a harsh aspect. It requires some work to get through it. Pluto is depth, it's intensity, it's a Scorpio energy. It's about going within, healing the shadows, going through a death and a rebirth, shedding your skin, the phoenix rising from the ashes. There's lots of different imagery there, but it's in Capricorn and it's retrograde. So we're kind of internally working hard to kind of clear our system. And that internal energy is very deep, and our minds might kind of want to keep things lighter. It might want to start something new when internally we're trying to work hard on this long-term process of clearing the self, because I think a lot of us are realizing that there's things about us that don't serve us anymore, and we kind of need to shed them to move forward towards our goals and where we want to go. So just be patient with yourself during this transit, and what comes up, allow it to come up, but spend both time diving deep and kind of having fun, starting some new things, working on your old projects you've been doing, talking to people energetically, and having fun. It doesn't have to be all intensity, and it doesn't have to be all let loose. Find that balance and make that balance work for you. Then we have Venus, which is relationships, harmony, the way we relate to other people, the feminine energy, in Gemini. So right now we're relating to other people through word. And we really don't want to, sometimes we might rock the boat with word because of Mercury and Aries, but other times we kind of want to keep the peace. And so there's that urge there. But it's square, so that tension energy, again, Neptune and Pisces, which we saw the sun was sextile yesterday. So because our dreams are very feeling based, when it comes to talking to other people, we might struggle to communicate some of our ideas, some of our visions. So if you feel misunderstood, know that this will pass, and just kind of work on letting what feels right lead the conversation and lead your word. The good thing with this transit too is kind of knowing that silence is not a bad thing. And so if you have to pause before you speak, if you have to think before you speak, that's a good thing. Don't be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to think, how do I want to approach a situation, and give that the concentrated energy it needs. Doing that will help it work so much better. And then we're going to have that third quarter in Aquarius about letting go and kind of releasing and reaching out to other people and connecting and seeing where things take us, and kind of letting go of like, okay, these are my problems, we're gonna find some solutions, but I know I can't find any solutions if I'm holding on so tightly. I'm trying to build this good stuff. This is what I need to do. We're just gonna release it. And so this week is so much about releasing and trusting the process, and trusting where you're at, and trusting yourself to show up in the process, because a lot of times we don't trust ourselves. We don't trust ourselves to rise up when we're slacking, but we do. We have that internal meter, and if you feel like you don't, you can tune into that. You can ask it to be more active. You can start to pay attention to it. You can cultivate your inner meter, but we know when we're not where we're supposed to be, and we kind of know naturally what to do, and so you can listen to that and trust that and allow that to flow. There's a little bit of tension. So if things aren't working, if things are butting heads towards the end of this week, May 7th, May 6th, be patient and just trust that they'll work out for you. I hope this helps, and if you have any feedback, please let me know. If you'd like a reading on either your natal chart or transits, I'm here for that as well. I'll leave the information in the description on Facebook or in the description on YouTube. But I hope everybody enjoys this, and I will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.